Hey guys, Moses with Negron Tech here, and today I'm bringing you one of my favorite archetypes in the game, the pure physical melee. The way I describe this type of build or archetype, it really boils down to being the guts build, right? It's all across all RPGs, right? Like all types of media, it's like the stereotypical pure phys, powerful human melee. The pure melee monster, a human reaching the pinnacle of strength with the ability to fight even the most supernatural foes, relying on just pure human strength. This is my absolute number one to play any type of RPG. Before getting into the build, this isn't an original concept from me. This has like been explored to death. This build's been done hundreds of times, 100 different ways, and there's going to be little variations and sprinkle like Fairy does here and there to make it like my own and make it as unique as I can due to the restraints of the build. As in really last Epoch, the only real pure phys like wielding a Greataxe or great sword melee build, it's really just Beastmaster Primalist. Like that's really all we have. With that said, the core of the build doesn't really change between Beastmasters. You're going to have Frenzy Totem, you're going to have Warcry, you're going to have Fury Leap from Mobility, you're going to have your DPS skill choice, and then you're going to have your pet skill choice. For me, I absolutely love the animation that Sunder has, and due to some unique boots that I'll show from the Lightless Arbor Dungeon, foot of the mountain, just make sure you do at least a T2 version to get a chance at these. They're very easy to farm, so that's why I don't really mind recommending this. But the reduced mana cost allows us to really ignore the mana cost of Sunder and be able to use this as a spammable skill. With that said, from the Sunder, we're going to get shockwaves to help with the clear, and then we're also going to sprinkle in some aftershocks to increase our single target damage and just give some more flavor to the build. So that's how we really play the build. It's the same thing as every other Beastmaster, you know, leap around, Warcry, cast Frenzy Totem for more damage. You have your pet. In this case, I'm going to use a Sabertooth because I just like that more. I feel like the single target damage it brings without having to do any more max companion shenanigans. You know, we are not doing a swipe Spectral Wolf combo. We're just doing pure Sunder. I don't want to do anything else, just Sunder. So we just need some pet to increase our overall DPS, and I think Sabertooth does it the best. Additionally, we're going to use every aspect that we can get. Aspect of the Lynx and Shark are just amazing. Shark, especially once you get to the end game of the tree and are able to stack that increased effect and increased melee damage, is just absolutely nutty how much damage this build does. Lynx giving you the crit multi, all that nice stuff, especially with the crit multi from Frenzy Totem. We get crit chance from Lynx, we get crit chance from Warcry. We get a lot of free crit everywhere that it makes gearing this build super easy. Defensives, we're going to use Aspect of the Boar with increased effect. That's a 30% less damage taken. You're going to spec into the actual Primalist tree in the Endurance one. So if you do get really low health, you get a lot of Endurance damage reduction as well. And then we get an amazing amount of leech that's going to help with our life recovery. And that's the playstyle, guys. You just get into melee and you smash. You know, sometimes there's a beauty and simplicity in games that are, especially RPGs that are supposed to be complex. I just love the absolute simplicity, just getting in there, smash. And again, this is a ramping playstyle where you just, the longer you're standing there, you're getting your berserk stacks, you're utilizing the Frenzy Totem, you're getting the aspect of the shark stacks, and you're constantly getting 100% uptime with Lynx due to Frenzy Totem resetting your pet ability. So you just keep doing your pet ability and you get 100% uptime on that Lynx. It's just really an amazing playstyle, and it's super fun. I can see why so many people use this type of build. Hey guys, so again, I just want to go into why I'm gonna actually, instead of specking Fury Leap, spec Earthquake and focus on Aftershock. And the inherent benefit is that there's not a lot of idols that we can utilize except for like resist, crit avoidance, and that's kind of boring. I kind of like the spice of the build. So again, Aftershock, we get 5, 10, 17, 24. We get a 24%, close to 1 out of 4 chance to trigger Aftershock. Again, as I mentioned before, Aftershock scales with your Earthquake tree. And of course, Aftershock gets some crazy more multipliers. You get 100% here, you get 100% here. Now, the big thing with Aftershock is that Upheaval, the node in the Aftershock tree, Aftershocks are now damage over time, dealing their normal hit damage each second. Aftershock lasts 3 seconds. Now, what this doesn't tell you is that Aftershock still triggers 1 time. What does that mean? You're going to watch this, and yeah, I know I'm getting beat up right here, but if you look closely, hopefully it just happens immediately. You're going to get that little rock right there that's going to trigger, right? That little rock actually does hit damage first, and then you're going to get your Aftershock dot. I don't know if that's intended, but you see that little dot rock? It didn't hit there because I guess the area wasn't enough, but you'll see like sometimes you'll get a huge aftershock damage. Like that's it. Like the dot's hitting for 81 against these guys, 468. So if you see that, that's what I'm talking about. The 468 is actually the aftershock hit, and it multiplies. If you saw some of the gameplay footage, you'll see like you get some really like 15k non-crits. It's the aftershock initial hit, and then you have the dot. Now that's actually so good for us, because what's gonna happen is that you might even be able to lose one, because again, you only have one aftershock. So, or I think we're capped at one aftershock. I don't know for sure, but pretty much, you know, you can spread out the aftershock so you have 100% uptime. You get the aftershock huge hit, it's your biggest damage number. Then you get the dot from it that deals the same damage over time, 3 seconds. So it's really, really cool. I think it's a nice interaction, and it's turn your brain off. And again, simplicity. There's a beauty in simplicity. So you just get 3, 4 of these idols, and that's it, guys. You benefit from the aftershock damage. The negative is that you do not spec Fury Leap, so you lose some pulling people, the invulnerability, some global damage, and Frenzy, but you get Frenzy from Frenzy Totem, so not a big deal. I think it's a good trade-off. And it's just nice. You know, I like the whole cast on crit, triggering other things when you're just playing the game. I think it's pretty cool. So that is why we go Aftershock, so you understand how good it really is. Alright guys, so I don't want this to be a long video. It's not super in-depth. It does not have to be. Now, before you go flaming the comments, oh, you're level 82, you're not doing 5,000 corruption. Relax. Guys, this build has already been tested in a couple other minor variants. It will do fine in endgame. It is an amazing build. There's like, you can do like cold, elemental upheaval, like everything works, right? And again, I apologize for keep saying Sunder, but Sunder's the ground. I just keep thinking Sunder because PoE, my apologies, but upheaval, right? So it's an excellent build. I don't want to get too in depth because everything is just standard. You go Frenzy Totem, you get flat damage, more damage. We are not going Wolves, so what's going to happen is the only thing that we do a little bit differently since we are Sabertooth is that we get Flurry Stripes. The Sabertooth gets it when you cast it, an additional time while it's active. And then when you do cast it, you reset the ability so you can have 100% uptime on aspect of the links, right? Yeah. So that's how you maintain 100% uptime on that. For Warcry, standard, Berserk, crit. There is, I thought about maybe doing a 100%, like using Singularity, doing absolute no crit, and then going down this side of the tree for some haste, some fear, and a more multiplier damage while you have the Berserk buff. But I don't know if it's really worth it. Getting so much free crit and crit multi from Lynx and Frenzy Totem and, you know, the rest of the tree, it just seems like the obvious way to go. Maybe in the future I'll test that, but I don't really know. It is something to think about, though, because if you went that, then you can free up a lot of points and then maybe go deeper, get some flat damage. Mathematically, do I know what's better? No, but I'm going crit for now. And then Upheaval, pretty simple. You do have to go minus mana cost. You also get the Armor Shred, which is great. Combined with Foot of the Mountain, when you're standing still bossing, you have absolutely no mana problems. So, quality of life. I don't think the build is viable without it. While you're leveling up and before you are able to farm Foot of the Mountain, just use Swipe. Spec Swipe and use that. It's fine. It's a good skill. You go swipe with wolves and you just go spectral wolves, and it like helps a lot with the clear and the quality of life, right? So that's one thing to do. And, you know, get the more multipliers. The Phys Pen, getting 80% Phys Pen is huge. I invest a little bit more heavily in Shockwave because it helps with the clear tremendously. And from a visual standpoint, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's so goddamn cool seeing all those Shockwaves. I would rather just go 1 or 2 points into this and then get Shockwave on my chest, but I'm using Titan Heart for now until I get a good Exalted chest. And then for Earthquake, yeah, just, guys, everything about Aftershock, just buff Aftershock as much as possible, 100% more here. Aftershock the dot, which does not matter, as I just showed you visually and explained. Some more Aftershock damage, more Aftershock damage. We get the chill from, completely forgot where we get chill from. Sorry, guys, yeah, we get chill from the Shaman tree. We got to go 15 in the Shaman to get Earthquake. Might as well get some chill chance. And 20% chill chance is enough for us, which enables us to get the 150% more multiplier. So you got 300% more multiplier in Aftershock. That's why the damage is so crazy. And we get, in our setup, 24% chance to hit. So, which is very, 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 very good. Pretty much is going to constantly be triggering on bosses while you're standing still with all that attack speed. And, you know, that's pretty much it. Real quick about the gear. get Upheaval up here. I keep saying Sunder. So leveling up and getting into the end game, Titan Heart is just like kind of nuts. 15% less while you're wielding a two-hander, plus aspect to the boar. You can see my character is deathless. I have not had one issue with this character ever being like in a scary situation. Like, I can see why this build is so goddamn good on hardcore, because it's giga tanky. And guys, look at my resist. This is actually new. Most of the monolith, I did not even have lightning max. This is terrible, right? I don't have any crit avoidance. I have 11 crit avoidance, right? So like, even with all this, imagine properly geared and having your character set up properly. It's just utterly amazing. So the boots are the only required unique. A chest with exalted might be better, but you know, for now, until I get that exalted chest, I'm going to go with this. The only other two things that you really want is this axe base is just absolutely massive. The very high flat melee, and then the shared phys and melee phys is huge, because the Sabertooth does really good damage, guys. Like, it really does. So there's no reason not to get that in base chest. I don't know what other axe you can really go for, because none of them probably compare to that. Maybe like, we're using Obsidian, Bone, no, Bardiche, no, and Radiant. Yeah, that's like the highest tier that we can get that we really want. It's the Obsidian is much better than the Bar. We have no bleed scaling, so no reason to do that. You might be able to do a bleed variant with this part of the tree, Upheaval. It's over here when wielding an axe, but I don't prefer it. I don't think it's really worth it. This is just so good, because we're Beastmaster. We get so much free scaling. Like, a lot of the nodes are going to scale your companion too. Companion damage, companion leech. Like, there's just so many things. And then, you know, sharing your... I think you could share the aspect too. Yeah, so your companion, like your Sabertooth, gets aspect of the shark too. And your aspect of the shark with stacks, you get so much increased effect that 60% less isn't a big deal. But now you're stacking it up to 10 times. That's just... it's nutty, guys. Like, it really is. Like, once you start ramping, it's a very ramp-centric build, which makes it excellent in single-target and bossy scenarios. It's huge. With that said, the weakness is mobility. Fury Leap is the best mobility spell in the game, but unless you're able to get foot of the mountain with 1 or 2 LP and movement speed, you're walking around like a slog, which kind of sucks. If you don't like this and you want just regular boots and to kind of zoom a little bit more, you can just go the Fury Leap centric and then go swipe. Ignore, well, you can still go Aftershock, but you can go swipe and then Spectral Wolves. And that way you're not required to use these boots. That's another option. People have done that. You can do that. That's pretty much it. You know, same thing, get crit avoidance, get all the res you can, get phys damage. But the two big nodes on Helm and Axe, you really want Exalted, phys, and Minion phys. That's going to increase your overall DPS, the totality of your DPS, the most. I like increased attack speed too. I would probably go... maybe get some increased phys to 1, 2, or 3, and then to spare that off to get your a free prefix or the flat, and then get exalted minion and exalted phys and minion phys shared melee on your weapon, and then get max attack speed too, if possible. I think that's probably the most fun and the most optimal DPS. You could also get some crit everywhere else too, but the thing is, I'll use the ability here. I'll show you. I have really not much crit chance. I don't think I really have almost any crit chance besides what I have on the tree. And what's going to happen is that just with Warcry and aspect of the links, you get a 21%. And, you know, that's pretty damn good. You know, it's just free crit. And, you know, you get a bunch of crit multi too, so it has an inherently higher value. That's pretty much it. Trying to think if I missed anything. Again, I want this to be short and sweet. No 40-minute video. This is way too long. And Mozu and Negron Tech here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you think I earned it. No big deal if you don't. I'm never, again, I say this a lot. This will never be my full-time job. I work, I don't know, like 50, 60 hours a week. So, like, doing this as a full-time job, I'll never do it. But I just do enjoy as a side hobby and then getting, you know, talking about games, technology, stuff like that. This might be my last Epoch video for a while. The new PoE League is coming out. Dragon Dogma 2 is coming out, which I absolutely am obsessed with. I cannot wait to play it. I have a bachelor party this weekend, so no content till at least like Monday with Dragon Dogma 2, and I don't even know what kind of video I'll do with that, but we'll have that. The PoE 2 excuse me, the PoE new league, Necropolis, and I'll do some stuff with that. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed again. If you think I earned it, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, especially comment. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll be very, very glad to answer it. This is a very, very, very simple build. Not a lot going on. Phys, flat phys, attack speed, that, guys, it's super simple. It's super easy to play. You spam your Sunder, you spam your Upheaval, and then you cast your abilities. You know, that's it. Have a good one, guys.